Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am not here with Geeky Sparkles, but she is here in spirit. She just put up an article talking about the situation on Reddit that Disney, Marvel, whoever, MVL characters, MVL Films LLC has gotten a subreddit, a Marvel spoiler subreddit, shut down. And it doesn't end there. They're actually going after people who posted leaks for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantummania, Ant-Man 3, a huge flop for Disney, and the reasoning being they believe that this had something to do with its box office performance or underperformance, which is definitely not the case. The movie was dog crap. Apparently it's just not resonating with people, and this right here is the face of failure right here, MODOK. So we're gonna talk a little bit about this. We're gonna go through Geeky's article, and then we're gonna go through some other articles and make sense of the situation. It just sounds like Disney and Marvel are throwing a temper tantrum, trying to throw their weight around, trying to bully people out of posting spoilers. But, you know, it's curious that they're going after Ant-Man because there have been spoilers for Disney movies for years. But the problem is that a lot of those movies that were spoiled actually performed well at the box office. They seem to be blaming the performance again on these leaks, and that is definitely not the case. That's not why it underperformed. The Force Awakens was spoiled like a year before it came out, and it did like $2 billion, right? So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 298, almost 300,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. You can go out to piratesandprincesses.net, which Geeky runs, and she did post this article talking about how they shut the subreddit down. If you go out to it, it is not there, or it's private. But again, it doesn't end there. They're actually trying to go after the individuals that posted the spoilers, the individuals that had a Google Doc apparently with dialogue from the movie. I think it was in Portuguese, and then they were going to use it for subtitles, but they even went after Google. And this is legit. This is MVL Films, which is part of Marvel, MVL Film Finance. And they have been involved in lawsuits over the years. In fact, I found this one that they were suing the Kirbys, or vice versa. You know, so they do come up in conversation. This is the company apparently that was set up to kick off the MCU with Paramount, that they had the rights to 10 characters, or the first 10 films, and that they could hold those rights as kind of collateral. And this is kind of what kicked off the MCU, as I understand it. But, you know, it's all Hollywood legalese, so it's a little hard to follow sometimes by design. I think that's by design. But yeah, so Marvel Studios spoiler subreddit shut down after Disney targets Ant-Man 3 script leakers, piratesandprincesses.net again. And they said it started off with MVL Film Finance LLC, liability company, filing a request at the United States District Court for the Northern District of California to subpoena both Google and Reddit for information regarding those who have used a specific Reddit account. The subreddit's been shut down. The subreddit was started because the user was tired of the strict rules on the Marvel Studios subreddit. Again, this one is Marvel Studios Spoilers. Yeah, the Marvel Studios subreddit is pretty strict. A lot of these subreddits tend to have an inordinate amount of influence from their corporations. You know, a lot of comic book subreddits won't let you talk about certain creators on YouTube because people who work for the comic book companies that they dunk on don't like it. I'm just saying. People weren't allowed to discuss or post rumors, so they created this new subreddit. Disney and Marvel didn't like them going outside of their control. This is true. This is why, you know, it's not hard to believe. I mean, there's no proof. I don't think there's any proof, but it's not hard to believe that Disney and Marvel and Paramount and all these other companies wouldn't go after YouTubers, because YouTubers create content that is critical of the stuff they're producing. They can't control them. You know, I'm just saying there's been a lot of speculation over the years that they've been false flagging YouTube channels, that they've been, flooding the comments with a bunch of bot accounts, trying negative comments, So if they're going to this length to shut this subreddit down, it wouldn't surprise me at all if they're going after YouTubers and bloggers too. Disney is likely going after the account because they allegedly shared the script or dialogue from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantummania before its release. Now, Disney's trying to force Reddit to expose them all. So here's the statement that was posted before it was closed, and then we'll go out to this other article and get more of a blow-by-blow of what happened. Eventually, some reliable, responsible help for a page that was never meant to be serious. It grew and grew. Now it's grown so large that people from the MCU know of it. Sadly, this means Disney also knows of it. The mouse always wins. A lesson I learned from South Park. I thought you said Song of the South. No, South Park. This subreddit will probably be taken down soon. Apparently it was. As I'm sure many of you have seen, the news articles, etc. Ain't nobody got time for that. And so there will no longer be any mods. The subreddit will operate on its own, essentially. If someone wants to step up and take it over, including all the legal ramifications, potentially message this account. So let's go out to Torrent Freak. They kind of have a blow-by-blow of what happened. So it said in January, a month before Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantummania was released in theaters, a link to a leaked script was posted on the Marvel Studios spoiler subreddit. Last Friday, a Marvel Studios affiliate filed DMCA subpoena applications to compel Reddit and Google to expose the leakers. One named user account is shared among the subreddit's moderator team. Court documents indicate the plans to force Reddit to expose them all. Good luck with that. Disney, this isn't a very good look for you because there are a lot of stans over on Reddit, stan culture, and you are absolutely positively going to destroy any goodwill that you had with these people, right? And because right now, all people are going to see is that Disney is willing to do whatever it takes to shut down any and all dissent. And again, your movie didn't fail because of the spoilers. Most people didn't even know the spoilers were out there or were a thing. Your movie failed because it was shit. Your movie was shit and it failed. We'll talk about, again, how badly it failed. People are saying it might not even make its money back. That Ant-Man 3 might not make its money back. As Reddit fights to protect the identities of users who simply participated in piracy-related discussions, 2 new cases filed last Friday may also prove controversial. They talk about opening on February 17th, and it plummeted in its second week because people saw it and they told their friends it sucked. That's basically what happened. Thanks to a leak posted online around a month before the movie's theatrical debut, some fans already had an idea of how the movie would play out. Again, that's not why your movie failed. The Force Awakens was leaked. Other movies were leaked. Endgame, I think, was leaked too, if I recall correctly, and it still made tons and tons of money. Marvel's pursuit of the leakers is likely to have a storyline all its own. MVL Film Finance LLC, which again is a Marvel company, targets Google. And it said its purpose was to finance Marvel Studios' production of 10 live-action or animated films based on up to 10 of Marvel's comic book characters. Again, this is kind of what kicked off the MCU. Last Friday, they did file this declaration in support of a DMCA subpoena application targeting Google. Well, that's not smart, going after Google. So Matthew Slayoff, Marvel's vice president, global security and content protection, informed the court that his responsibilities include monitoring and addressing infringement of MVL Film Finance's rights. According to Slayoff's declaration on January 21st, a Disney anti-piracy analyst, that would probably be some bottom feeder lawyer that they hired, submitted a copyright infringement notice to Google after discovering that Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantummania content had been uploaded to systems operated by Google without MVL's authorization. So, as I understand it, I believe it was the Portuguese subtitles, and it was uploaded to a Google Doc. The takedown notice submitted via Google's web form contained a prompt from Google and a response from the rights holder, identify and describe the copyrighted work, unreleased leaked script of the new Disney movie Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantummania. Marvel supplied a docs.google.com URL as the location for the allegedly infringing content. The content no longer exists at that location. On January 23rd, Disney's analyst received confirmation that while the takedown notice had been received by Google, the company wasn't able to take the content down because it wasn't there. It was not there. That didn't mean the document couldn't be retrieved elsewhere. Well, yeah, once it's on the internet, it's on the internet forever. The document in question reveals a few interesting details. 63 pages long, and in an introduction written by an unidentified person, the script text is attributed to screenwriter Jeff Loveness and described as translated dialogue. The script was edited or displayed in a Portuguese web interface, but since both Portugal and Brazil are mentioned in the source, neither can be ruled out. So people think it was actually the subtitles for the Portuguese subtitles. The Reddit thread mentioned in the document is still online. Not anymore. It provides a number of spoilers, but doesn't carry any text from the leak. The leaked document Marvel is interested in mentions the Reddit thread above as being 2 months old at the time the document was written or edited. So they said the DMCA subpoena applications seek information relating to Google and Reddit users and their alleged activities between January 15th to February 15th. So this tells me that Disney is so batshit crazy at this point, so insane to protect its failing products, that they will go after individual users on Reddit forums, subreddits, for posting leaks or for even participating, as I understand it, even participating in the conversation. Doesn't that scare you just a little bit? I mean, that's kind of crazy, guys. That's not a good look. I mean, for a company that, and I understand Disney's always pretty territorial about its IP, but for a company that's trying to foster good relations with its fan community, this isn't a very good look. This is a very Gestapo technique here. This is overkill. The time frame seems relevant. Around January 20th, it was reported that the entire plot of the movie had been leaked online. While that ties in with the newer Reddit thread, the older Reddit thread suggests a much earlier plot leak around October of last year. Substantial plot leaks date back even further than that, but nothing on the scale of an entire script. Again, multiple Disney movies, other movies over the years have been spoiled. Now, not an entire script, very seldom an entire script, but definitely plot details. 4chan especially, people are always posting stuff on 4chan, take it or leave it, but a lot of times those leaks tend to be legit, or at least they have a kernel of truth. People go to YouTubers with leaks, alleged leaks. Now, side note, this is why we were actually offered a script for Masters of the Universe Revelation, and this is why we didn't take it. I did not want to be responsible because I know how crazy these companies can be. We've had run-ins with DreamWorks before. I did not want to be responsible for having company property in my email inbox, in a Google Drive. I didn't want access because it would be considered stolen property, right? This is why I turned it down. So when we had our spoilers for Revelation, I basically had the leaker summarize what they had read and tell us basically what was going on, because I actually had a copy of that script. They absolutely positively, Mattel or whoever could have come after us, Netflix, Powerhouse Animation, whoever was involved, Kevin Smith himself, and been like, hey, you have stolen property, on or in your inbox or in your, Google Drive or whatever. And in that case, yeah, we would have. So yeah, I didn't take it. And this is exactly why, guys. This is why, when people come to us with leaks, I'm like, if it's somebody else's property, I mean, you have to give us a summarization of it. I don't want it because this could happen. So MVL wants Reddit to unmask leakers. So that's troubling. They said that fans were both excited and impressed by the file upload. This is some next level leak, and this legit might be the biggest leak in the sub's history. It set the tone, but the fun didn't last. A moderator of the subreddit commented that since the information was receiving copyright notices, any future sharing of material will result in a ban. And again, they've banned it since then. So at this point, concern shifts to the rest of the thread, which talks about the document hosted by Google and how the mod team took the Google Doc down to ensure that existing link to the file would no longer lead to it. On one hand, that's a positive response to a copyright complaint. We've gotten those before. On our websites, recently we actually had leaked photos from the upcoming Seth Rogen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they weren't even our leaks. They were actually posted on Twitter, and we posted a link to the Twitter account that posted it, and we actually were contacted by Paramount and threatened, basically. But, our sites are actually hosted offshore. They couldn't really do anything, but we didn't want to we want to take a chance. It wasn't worth it to us, right? On the other hand, the links to the document, it links to the document on the Reddit thread. The original post did an even better job of that. Don't proceed if you don't want to be spoiled. Yeah. As a result, Marvel now wants Reddit to hand over all identifying information for the user UMSS mods, which throws another unpredictable element into the mix. This is a problem. The user was created in March 2021 and declared as a shared account, meaning that at least one or some or perhaps all the subreddit's moderators have used it at some point. That's not ideal when one person posted the controversial thread, but the information requested includes any information provided when an infringing user established their Reddit account, including names, addresses, telephone numbers, email addresses, any IP addresses used by such user, and account numbers. So this is pretty serious. And this is not a good look. I mean, this is really not a good look for Disney and Marvel to, especially now. I mean, I understand they have to protect their IP, but one, they look like they're crying about the failure of their movie, right? And they're blaming this Reddit thread for that when it had nothing to do with it. And two, that they're willing to prosecute, like random Reddit users, and how far down the rabbit hole are we going to go? I mean, they're contacting Google and everything. I mean, they just got a tax credit here in the UK, I guess, for making the flop superhero movie Ant-Man and the Wasp in the UK. And they're going to need to recoup as much money as possible because, my understanding is they need to hit about 600 or 700 million, I think, to break even on this movie. And they're only at like 400 and some million. This movie is absolutely positively a flop. It doesn't matter if it's been spoiled or not. It's just trash. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Again, go out to piratesandprincesses.net, where Geeky is always posting her hot takes on Disney. So if you miss Geeky, go out there. Talk to you guys later.